Hi everyone, thanks so much for allowing me to be a part of this special night tonight. My name is Ryoko Hamaguchi and I wear a lot of hats. I am a fourth year medical student at Harvard Medical School. I'll be graduating next year. I'm also a clinical researcher and then also a medical and scientific illustrator. In terms of where I'm hoping my path will lead, I'm hoping to enter the world of surgery, in particular a field called plastic and reconstructive surgery, which is a really wonderfully diverse field that ranges from treating children with severe burns to reconstructing the breasts of breast cancer survivors after their mastectomies. We even do things like transplantation of limbs, now even transplantation of the face for patients who have undergone unimaginable trauma. Tonight, though, I'd like to share a little bit about my passion for medical illustration and how that has helped me intersect the two things that I love the most, art and medicine, into a single practice. Looking back, I've loved art for as long as I can remember, but for almost equally as long, I had kept my love for art and science very separate. I felt like being an artist took away from my credibility as a scientist, and vice versa, that being a scientist sort of took away from being sort of a pure creative person. And in the final years of college, I created or had the opportunity to create a year-long project where I, for the first time, created artwork of biology and medicine. And this included paintings of cells that I was studying in the lab, paintings of human bodies, and most importantly, the paintings of patients and their narratives. And I had the opportunity to turn it into a little book that I got to self-publish at college, and this was a really valuable experience. It really was the turning point that taught me that art is a visual language that can help bring science and medicine, illness and healing, all of the things that I care about, in a way that makes it more human and accessible to a wider audience. And after entering medical school, I've had the opportunity to expand my artistic work and work professionally as an illustrator across a variety of realms, which I'd like to share a little bit of today. My illustration work is broad, but it centers on three general themes, and the first is bringing human illnesses and stories to life. I began doing this through portraits and illustrations of patients, and now I work as a staff illustrator for a medical journal, designing the illustrations to go with articles that deal with difficult ethical questions in medicine. And with the COVID-19 outbreak, I've also partnered with the American Medical Association to create a library of illustrations to celebrate frontline health workers and also emphasize the importance of social distancing, and this has become a big part of their visual language on social media. Now that I work as a medical illustrator, I'm often commissioned or hired by scientists and doctors throughout the US to create illustrations for the exciting research that they're doing. These are just some of the illustrations that have been published in medical journals in the past few years. And it's always so humbling, and it's such a joy to see my work on the cover of a journal or in the pages of an exciting science article. And my hope is that my artwork will get more people like you to be excited about medicine and science in the future. Finally, the last theme is using visuals as a learning tool, both for students such as myself and you guys, but also patients who might not have the familiarity with medical language, or if English is their second language, for example. I work as a chief illustrator for a podcast that's focused on medicine, and I help bring their complex concepts to life, helping to make it more digestible for medical trainees and visual learners like myself. And with the COVID-19 outbreak, I've also designed a poster to educate patients and the public community about the virus. And this has been sent all over the US, and it's been translated into nearly 20 languages in an effort to reach more communities who are looking for accurate information about the virus and how to keep themselves safe. And so I think through this work that I do, I've been able to find sort of my own place in this vast field of medicine, in not just art and not just surgery, but in being sort of a creative person who works to build bridges between different communities and making medicine and science more accessible. And this includes, building bridges between myself and my patients, between fellow doctors and scientists, as well as between our field of medicine and the public community who we're all sort of working to help. And this idea of what I call interdisciplinary work is something that I'm really passionate about, and it's something that more and more I realize is reflected in almost everything I do, including research and including the type of surgery in the field of surgery that I'm hoping to go into. Um, it's been a long time since I've been in your guys' shoes. And when I talk about it now, sort of how I found this intersection between science and art, it might seem like a linear, very planned out kind of path. But if you take nothing away from this talk and this video that you're seeing, I want you to know that it's really anything but. I spent more time feeling lost and vulnerable and confused about sort of where my path was leading, how I was going to integrate art and medicine into a career. And in times like that, the presence of really incredible mentors in the STEM field was what inspired me to keep going. So this is for you, Miss Holbeck and Miss Mayo. Thank you for all of the support you've given me over the years. And a special thank you to Colette and to all of the other sort of teacher heroes for putting this together. I really wish that I had something like this when I was in, middle and high school, before college, as I was thinking about this stuff. It's such important work, and I'm so honored to be a part of it. And if any of you have any questions, if anything that I talked about today resonated with you, if there's anything that I can, help you with, or it can be a sounding board for, I've provided my contact information to Colette, so please feel free to reach out. Again, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. Good luck to everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and have a good night. Bye.